And we're live. Hi, everybody. How are you today? Welcome to Traveling with Bruce. Bruce here, welcoming you to May the 9th, 2019, the live show for Traveling with Bruce. We love talking about cruise ships, going on cruise ship holidays, following what's going on in the cruise world, and everything else. How's everyone doing today? Beautiful weather here in Creston, where I am. Just a great day. Into the 70s again. Just, man, it's fantastic. I'm kind of liking it. Sunny and beautiful. Just hope weather is good where you are. Hope things are going well where you are. Hope you're having a fantastic day today out there. Channel's growing as it just continues to keep growing. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. All of you newbies out there who are joining this show and joining this channel. This is wonderful. 22,761 subscribers. We're on our way here to 23,000 and beyond. Very exciting stuff. Thank you for all your support, kind words, your thumbs ups, you name it. All the ways you support this channel, I really do appreciate it. It is wonderful. News today. I have a little bit of news. I did a video today about the independence of the seas, Royal Caribbean. This is kind of a bit of. I found it as a bit of a surprising announcement. When it was made, I hadn't heard any inkling about something like this coming down the pipe, but story goes that Royal Caribbean decided to take the independence of the seas out of the United Kingdom for the 2020 summer sailing season. The ship was going to be home porting in Southampton. At least 16 cruises, as best as I can calculate it, are affected. We're talking about something like 65, 70,000 potential passengers who, probably for the last, year have been, plotting a summer holiday that might have included the independence of the seas. And all of a sudden, this ship is not going to be in the UK at all. It's going to be kept back in Florida. Now, it doesn't mean that Royal Caribbean is walking away from the United Kingdom or anything like that. Apparently, the Anthem of the Seas will be in Southampton as well. But they're definitely taking a ship out of Southampton. Now, you got to ask yourself, at least this is what I'm asking myself, why would you do that? This is a serious move because it's not like they're taking the ship out of Southampton, in November and December. Taking it out of Southampton between May and October in 2020. That's the height of the summer cruising season, the longest days of the year, the warmest days of the year. If you're going to offer cruises to the Baltic areas, Norway and Sweden, you're going to be going towards St. Petersburg, you're going to be in the Scottish Isles, you're going to be offering cruises from Southampton into the Mediterranean. This is the time of year you do it. You're going after, families and travelers, especially with the kids out of school starting, June, July. That's when you do it. But to take the ship now to Fort Lauderdale, this is the reverse of what everyone else is doing. People are getting out of Fort Lauderdale, getting out of Miami, getting out of the Caribbean, heading to Europe for May until October. This is a complete reversal, and the ship is now going to sail Caribbean cruises. What's up with that? How can this ship make more money for Royal Caribbean there than in Southampton sailing Europe and the Mediterranean area? That's the question I'm asking. And the answer is quite interesting to me, and that is it's all about Coco Key. That's the magic word right there, Coco Key. And I guess I figured the accountants, the bean counters at Royal Caribbean, they're factoring all kinds of factors into this decision, all kinds of reasoning into this decision. And it's got to be from as simple as, well, out of Southampton to the Mediterranean. If we're going to do a 10-day cruise or a 12-day cruise, we're going to burn a lot of fuel. We're going to go from Southampton all the way down the coast of France, Portugal, underneath Spain, and through the Straits of Gibraltar into the Mediterranean. We might work our way all the way to Rome and Naples, and then work our way back. And that is a lot of fuel being burned to move a massive cruise ship that the Independence of the Seas is, with 4,400 passengers. That's going to take a lot of fuel. And the fuel isn't the cheapest fuel in the world to buy in Europe. Plus, of course, the ship is under tremendous restrictions for pollution standards. So it's going to have to burn a clean, fuel, and that is more costly. That's number one. Number two, there are no private islands that Royal Caribbean owns and operates in Europe. They can't take you to a Coco Key off the coast of the United Kingdom. They can't take you to a Labadee type of a resort off the coast of Sweden. They don't have one. There aren't any. And so you're taking passengers to cities like Stockholm or Oslo or Bergen or Edinburgh. You're going up into the Scottish Islands over to Ireland. The passengers get off the ship, and unless they have purchased a tour through the cruise line, they're out into the wild. They're out there. And whatever money they spend on whatever they're doing when on shore, Royal Caribbean doesn't get it. But if you take the ship back to Fort Lauderdale and you offer 1-week cruises, for an example, to the Caribbean, and you throw Labadee in there, and you throw Coco Key in there, and then maybe St. Thomas as a third stop, the other 2 or 3 nights are sea days. 1, the ship isn't going as far as the distance goes, generally speaking. 2, it's going to properties owned and controlled by our friends at Royal Caribbean. Oh, someone just sent me a donation. Who did that? Clifford, you are wonderful. Thank you, Clifford Thomas. Just saw a donation come in from PayPal. Just caught that. Thank you, Clifford, again, as always. And so you've got a cruise line that's not spending as much money on fuel to get you around. Number 2, you're buying fuel at U.S. prices, by the way. All of your provisions and everything you're buying from as close to home port as you can get, the USA. So you're getting the USA pricing, not the European pricing. And the third one is you're keeping their passengers on your property for the entire cruise, or most of it. There might only be one day where you're in St. Thomas or you're in Saint Martin, and there's still ship tours, of course, available there. But the other stops are on ship property. And what seems to be happening with Royal Caribbean is that they have now completed the build out of Coco Key, $250 million. They built the largest water park in the Caribbean on this private island, and it is a hit. It's a big hit. And the folks at Royal Caribbean, they're not trying to be they're not trying in any way to be uncultural or against the history of the people of the Caribbean. They're not trying to be anti anything. What they are doing is they are giving their customers what they want. And folks, especially families, mom and dad and 2 kids in the summertime. Think about this. The kids are out of school. Mom and dad can drive to Florida because they're out of school, because it's not like a rush now. If dad's got 2 weeks holidays and from work, and you can drive the car down to Florida, you can stop in Orlando for a while and then head over to Fort Lauderdale, grab a cruise for a week that happens to include 2 of Royal Caribbean's favorite properties, Labadee with the zip lines and the water rides and everything else, and now Coco Key. Mom and dad, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna relax on the beach and do nothing. They're gonna tan, and they're just gonna lounge in loungers. They're gonna lift their hand like this and signal for another cool drink, charge it to their room account, and they're gonna be living the life of a 5-star luxury resort on a cruise ship or in these private resorts, while the kids are burning their energy off, going down the water slide, over on the zip lines, the hot air balloon ride, the wave pool, the this, the that. And if they're hungry, they can go eat at all of the food locations on board these islands, which are included in the cruise. Mom and dad don't have to worry about anything for the entire day that they're on land, on terra firma. When they're on the ship, it just as good. The kids are running around on the flow rider machine at the back of the ship. They're running down the water slides. The youngsters are in the kids club, and mom and dad are at pool deck just resting, trying to recover from being parents. All speaking English in North America, cheap to get to, as opposed to flying all the way to Europe to take the cruise. For mom and dad, the budget, it just makes sense. For Royal Caribbean, it makes a lot of sense. This shift towards private resorts and private islands has been going on now for over 10 years by cruise lines, and they are going full steam ahead on more. Disney is building its second private getaway in the Bahamas. They've already got Castaway Cay. Now they're doing Lighthouse Point. That's going to be $400 million. Did you hear what I just said? $400 million for a place to take passengers for 6 to 8 hours. Think about that. How valuable to Disney this is to drop $400 million to only get people there for between 6 and 8 hours of time. When you have 3 new cruise ships on order, which Disney does, they're going to have 7 ships. There's going to be 1 a day going in there every day, and that brings 2,000 passengers, or 2,500 or 3,000 into these private resorts that they own and operate. And yes, there is food and drink for free as part of the cruise, but there are also upcharges that you can pay, especially at, like I just said earlier, Coco Cay for Royal Caribbean. You want to use all those water slides? You want to use the zip lines? You're going to have one of those bands around your wrist. Depending on the color of the band, it signifies what you're allowed to go into. If you want to go in the wave pool or you want to go in the other resort, you're talking upwards of $100 a day for the exclusive use of the entire park. The other thing Royal Caribbean is doing, and don't think these other cruise lines won't start doing it too, overnighting. They're going to start overnighting. Royal Caribbean is sitting there going, why are we going to move the Mariner of the Seas, or in this case, the Navigator of the Seas, but the Mariner of the Seas will do it, the Oasis of the Seas will do it, the Symphony of the Seas, they'll all be doing this. Why are we going to take that ship away from Coco Cay just to go to Saint Martin or St. Thomas or another port where our passengers are just going to go out into the wild? Why don't we keep them here for another night and just stay here for an entire 36-hour time frame? We'll come in first thing in the morning, stay the whole day, stay the whole night, the rest of the day, and leave at 6 at night the next day. Then we'll leave again. And this allows the ship to not burn any fuel other than just keep the electronics going, the air conditioning is going, all the systems going. But you don't have to, no propulsion expenses. You don't have to move this ship anywhere. No other port charges come into effect anywhere else either. And so the cruise line saves money by reducing its expenses to run their ships. They leave them at this money-generating spot, and people now are buying 2-day passes for the $250 million water park. The Disney people at Lighthouse Point, they're going to have 1 day and then 2-day passes on their own once they get into the same game, and they'll have, in effect, the 2-day pass going into the Disney property at Lighthouse Point. Makes sense. I mean, it's just a natural progression. And you'll find that there'll be 2 kinds of cruises you can take to the Caribbean. The kind of cruise where you go to Cayman Islands, and you go to Cozumel, and you might go to Saint Martin or what have you. And the other kind of cruise where you go to private resorts, and you're not setting foot in any city or any countryside, nothing. You're totally immersed in the cruise line property for the entire package. But the price is so good and the security is so comforting that millions of Americans and others from Canada, Europe, around the world will come to Florida, get on a cruise ship, and take in the entire Royal Caribbean experience from day 1 to day 7. Same with Disney, same with Carnival, same with Norwegian, MSC. They're all going to do it. Who's the loser? Who's the winner? That's a question people will ask. I guess tradition is the loser. But then again, these aren't the 1970s anymore, aren't they? Are they? You can't go to downtown Nassau in the Bahamas and enjoy Nassau the way it was in '72. That's long gone, folks. Nassau today, Not the same as Nassau in 1972. Cayman Islands. Will they be losers or winners? The island wants to build their own port facility. They don't want to tender in anymore. The government of the Cayman Islands wants to build a dock facility so that the ships will dock right at the pier and folks can walk right in and walk out, come and go as they please. The tourists, the locals of the Caymans, are outraged. They don't want this at all. They want their quaint island back. And they would rather that there are fewer cruise ships coming into the Cayman Islands with fewer tourists. But you've got this, you've got these two competing interests going on. You have the Cayman Islands entrepreneurs who run all those buses, taxis, and tours versus the locals or the expatriates that I used to be one of, who have family, who are working there for a living now, and we are dealing with a mass flood of cruise ship passengers between 8 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon, almost 7 days a week. I would love less of that because I don't want to live in a tourist environment. I want to live on a nice, calm, safe island where I can do my business and move on my way. But the island has these competing interests of where their money comes from, and cruise ship passengers for the Cayman Islands are a great way to make money. For the Bahamian government, here we are signing 100-year leases or selling land to international operators like Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and others. But they are getting commitments from these cruise lines to hire locals to run the facilities. And so all those water rides and the zip lines and the food servers and the security and the maintenance people, they'll all be locals, if at all possible. The majority will be locals, and that keeps cash in the economy, keeps people employed. Disney has been quite happy to report that since they've operated Coco Cay, they pay much higher wages than any average Bahamian can get on their islands, and they feel that they run an environmentally clean operation. Environmentalists who are, don't want any development of that kind in these pristine waters, they'll never be satisfied. I mean, there's this, there's a one side and the other, and between the two is, reality. But for economics, the Bahamas will never attract car factories to assemble automobiles on their islands with huge smokestacks blowing black smoke into the air. But they can attract cruise ship passengers and passengers by air to a number of their islands, to a number of resorts, be they traditional hotel type resorts, or now these new cruise ship resorts that are utilized by passengers for a day at a time. And it's big money, it's big business, and it's happening. So anyway, there's a little recap of my take on what's happening with the independence of the seas. This video I did today, it's doing very well on my channel. If you haven't seen it yet, please check it out. I hope you like it. Please give it a thumbs up if you do. Share it with your friends if you feel it's worthy to be shown elsewhere. But I think that this is an economic decision that Royal Caribbean made, where they compared the net return that this ship would generate out of Southampton in the heart of summertime versus keeping it back in the USA, running it out of Fort Lauderdale, lower costs, lower overhead, and keeping the ship on their own property for the most part, tying up the passengers' dollars inside the cruise line. I tell you right now, they wouldn't do it if the demand wasn't there. If they couldn't, if they were getting lousy reviews about Coco Cay, or people coming off Coco Cay weren't happy, they wouldn't move the ship back to this area. But to add a cruise ship with 4,375 passengers, and I am guessing that it's a 1-week cruise that they're going to offer out of Port Canaveral. I could be wrong. Sorry, Fort Lauderdale. Out of Fort Lauderdale, they might offer 3- and 4-day cruises for the Navigator, for the Independence of the Seas. Sorry, I'm confusing these titles. The different ships. In Miami, they have the 2 ships, the Mariner of the Seas, the Navigator of the Seas, running 3- and 4-day cruises. In Fort Lauderdale, they may take the Independence of the Seas and do the same thing. Now, that would be 2 visits a week with 4,375 new passengers twice a week coming to Coco Cay. Just think about that. You land in Coco Key, you got 8 hours to enjoy yourself. You're going to spend between $50 and $100 to get out there rather than take what's free, but to do all the other stuff. They've got two boatloads a week coming in doing that. You can understand where these folks are coming from at Royal Caribbean. If they can have 2 to 3 ships per day come into Coco Key, and each passenger is dropping $50 on average for a day visit, you do the math, they're talking 10 to 12,000 passengers per day coming to Coco Key. And now they're talking about doing it in the summer as well as the winter, not rather than just a November to March thing. Now they're talking, well, we're talking May through October as well. We're talking year round. Very interesting development there. Obviously, the accountants have figured out it doesn't pay to have another ship in Southampton at the same time we have the Anthem of the Seas there. Bring this one back here to Fort Lauderdale and bring her to Coco Key. Interesting. All right. I hope you liked that video. Other news that I read up today on was, and this one actually was yesterday. This news was yesterday, but I thought I'd mention it today. It has to do with MSC Cruises teaming up with an outfit called Brightline. Now, Brightline, if those of you who are in Florida, you know what I'm talking about. There is there's a new passenger train service that sort of runs from I think it's West Palm Beach to Miami, and it's being picked up. I think an investment into that line has been made by Virgin, Richard Branson's company, and it's going to be renamed, I believe, Virgin. What are they going to call that now? I wrote that down here somewhere. I thought I did anyway. Virgin Trains in Florida are going to replace Brightline, the Brightline name. So it's going to be a Virgin Rail or whatever it's going to be called. But an agreement has been made between MSC Cruises and the Brightline train company, which is going to become Virgin. And the deal is that for those passengers who are driving their vehicles to Florida to catch a cruise, the Brightline train folks are saying you don't have to worry about parking your car right at the ship and paying top dollar to park your car right by the pier. You don't have to worry about driving into downtown Miami and worrying about parking down there. You can park your car at the Brightline parking areas that we have, which are supervised, secured, and we'll sell you a package deal that not only where you can park your vehicle, get on the train, we'll take your baggage right from the train station. The next time you see your bags, they'll be in the cabin of your cruise ship on the MSC line, because we've made a deal with MSC to take your bags right to your cabin. Now you can just get on the train with maybe your carry-on if you like. You get for 2 people, you get into downtown Miami, and then out of the train station you get a lift, a ride with a lift system, which is the alternative to a taxi. That will take you straight to the MSC terminal. You'll check in, you'll get on the ship, and when you get to your cabin a little later on, your bags will be waiting for you. At the end of your cruise, same thing. You leave your bags with the MSC people. They will take the bags, and the next time you see those bags will be at the train station. When you get back to your car, you will take a lift ride from the ship to the Miami train station, get on the train, get up to where you parked your vehicle at that next station, whichever station that was, and your bags are waiting for you there, and off you go. Get in your car and off you go. $95 is the price of the package for both people, for 2. So all baggage handling, 2 lift rides, 2 train rides for both people, and baggage service. That might be an attractive deal for someone who's driving in from out of town, coming in from Orlando, say, stopping, let the train take us the rest of the way, and we've left the car here at the secure lot, and now our bags are going to be on the ship on the MSC line. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm sure when Virgin starts cruising with her ships, the same will be offered through Virgin, obviously. Because they're going to own they're going to have their name on the trains, they're going to have their names on the ships. You can count on the fact that service, I'm sure, will be offered by Virgin for its passengers as well. Kind of interesting. The other piece of news I had today was not actually cruise related. It was actually a little headline I caught today, and I noticed it on a travel agency site, talking about international travel into the United States, down 5.4% in the last 12 months. This is a sign of something happening. Something is going on. Between 2018, 2019, in the first quarter, international arrivals into American, mainly airports, down 5.4%. Why is that happening? International economy is not doing as well as perhaps. More restrictive travel rules, perceived safety that people have of coming to the USA. We don't know, but I found that interesting. Domestic travel is higher though. More Americans are traveling this year than ever before. The number has gone up quite nicely the last few years, and so the hotel operators are feeling a squeeze from the international side, but they're getting a little bit of a bump from the domestic side. But overall, it is a bit of a decline. It isn't a growth curve at the moment. For cruise lines, international passengers coming in to catch ships is important, but it's more important for MSC, for example, than for Carnival or Royal Caribbean or Norwegian. MSC, being based in Europe, has a very strong presence in Europe, and a lot of Europeans like to cruise on MSC, the brand. And it is not uncommon for 6 ships to leave Miami during the day on the beginning of a cruise. The last ship out would be an MSC ship, because there are ships that leave Miami, the Port of Miami, at 4 in the afternoon, 4:30, 5 o'clock. MSC sometimes doesn't leave till 7 at night. Why? Because plane loads of Europeans are landing at Miami International, who are all booked on the MSC ship that's in port. And they're being transferred right from the airport right to the ship, and the ship won't leave until they arrive. So in some cases, cruise ships are leaving in daylight for Carnival, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, Holland America, Princess, where the MSC ships are leaving Miami in the dark, when after sunset, the lights are all on, and finally the MSC ships are finally leaving, because they just received their last 500 or 1,000 passengers that flew in on 747s and 787s from London, Paris, and Amsterdam, and wherever else they came in from Europe. Anyway, the international numbers are down, however, this year across the board for the United States. And so kind of watch that and see how that, if that's an anomaly or will that continue, and what is causing it, we'll have to see. Anyway, there you go. There's my thoughts on the day. Like I say, the big story for me was the independence of the season, the whole ramifications of what's going on here with Royal Caribbean. I welcome you to my show. If you have any comments about what I've been talking about, please let me know. And if you have any questions about going on a cruise, let me know. I'm more than happy to address them as well. So thanks for joining me today. 37 thumbs up so far for the show. Thank you very much. Anyone can spare thumbs ups for us today, I would appreciate it. Comments have been coming in. I've missed a few here. I'm just noticing that Paul Wilgus is here, Kelly Haston, Alan Carter is here, Tom Henry, hello there. Scott Weber, I see. Frank Ingrazia. Sheila's here. Guno's here from Suriname in South America. Welcome back, sir. Who else have I got? Linda Liu is here. Duncan N. Saying it's rainy and humid in Naples. Welcome. Eric Peterson, 65 in Boston. Welcome, Eric from Boston. Let's see. Tom Henry's got cop cars all in his neighborhood today. What's going on there, Tom? Who knows? Let's see. Roger Leonard is here, telling me gas is $2.59 to $2.79 where he is. Thank you, sir. Who else is here? Wendy Martin. Hi, Bruce. 2 weeks. I'll be on the Royal Princess going into Alaska. Yep, the ship without the azopods. That's right. I'll let you know how that goes. I love your show. Thank you, Wendy. Have a great cruise. You do. Please do tell me how that works out. I'm quite curious. Hopefully you'll have nice, calm weather, and it'll be a nice cruise. So we'll cross our fingers for that. Sylvan Forrest is here. Stanley Rowland is here. Hi, Stanley from Orlando. Kelly Blake is here. Welcome. says they also canceled January 12 and March 1st, 2020 Freedom due to Bahama dock damage. Interesting. Roger Leonard, Roger is groovy. Have my bar chair reserved for JP's tomorrow night. How is Lindy? Sherry Awesome Sunsets is here. Hi, Sherry. Who else have I got here? Debbie Manuel. Hi, all. Bruce. Beautiful and upper 80s in Northern California today in Chico. No commercial and regular gas, $3.99 at Arco. That's higher than when I was there, and it's still climbing. Crazy stuff. Welcome, Debbie, to the show. Stanley Rowland, I'm waiting for Mardi Gras 2 to come out. Yeah, interesting. Kelly Haston is here. Paul Wilgus, hey there. Jim Thomas, hello, Bruce. Rest of the family. Hey, Jim, thanks for that contribution on my PayPal donate button. Thank you very much for that. Who else have I got? SFL Spotter is here. Who else do I see here today? Just going through the names here. Everyone's saying hi to everybody else. Any other comments? Duncan in the American dollar not as worth as much in Europe. Linda Lou, Lindy is what is that? Lindy is tired, but babysitting is done. Daughter gave her finals to her nursing students today. Hope they all pass. Sylvan, hi Bruce and all. 85 in Delray Beach. It's sunny. I got a cigar going and libation. Hit the thumbs up for Bruce. He says subscribe and notifications as well. Chicken cacciatore with polenta for dinner. Strawberries for dessert. Oh, Jennifer is going, oh, well, yes. Yes, Jennifer likes the sound of that. Tom Henry saying hi, Sherry. Sherry says some kind of packaging and shipping commercial today on your channel, Bruce. Very interesting. Sheila is not counting, but saying that it's 16 days, 8 hours, and 54 minutes until her cruise, but she's not keeping track of it, just so that's interesting. Cheers to everybody from Traveling with Bruce here, to all of you out there. Thanks to those of you out there who are picking up Traveling with Bruce merchandise on RedBubble. Thank you. We put a new logo up today, I think. Is it up today, Jennifer? We have a new logo up today. You can check it out on RedBubble. What else have we got going? Thank you, those of you who are going to the Amazon link in my channel. There's an affiliate link down below here in the description. If you are looking to buy anything on Amazon, you can go to Amazon through my link, pick up anything you want. This channel gets a finder's fee, a commission on anything you buy. And thank you for your support of this channel any way you're doing it. Thumbs ups and comments and donations and everything else. Thank you. And just watching the ads. Oh, I love it. Who else have I got here? I'm a chef. Stanley from Disney, says Stanley Rowland. I'm Chef Stanley. Welcome, Chef Stanley from Disney. This is great. Who else have I got here? Roger Leonard is here. I'm not sure what he's talking about. He's talking to Linda Lou about something. Stanley saying, I have 9 days till I sail. And yay, Jimbo, for the donation. Debbie is saying, right on. Let's see. Who else have I got here? I had 10 days of strawberries ordered on the Bliss out of 15 days, said Tom Henry. Fantastic. Oh, those of you who weren't here yesterday, just so you know, talked to Dan the Man Slots yesterday. He is going to be on the Bliss starting Sunday this weekend. And we are arranging to have Dan the Man film live on the ship twice on this channel. We're going to have him on one of my regular shows, one of my 5 o'clock Eastern time shows, where he will walk the ship. We'll have him. He's going to go to different areas of the ship live with us. That should be a lot of fun. And he's also going to set up a dual live telecast where his viewers will see. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you, Donnell. Just saw your donation on my channel. Thanks, Donnell from Ireland. He's going to film live in the casino while at sea, and he's going to simulcast on my channel as well. The action going on with the group that he's on the ship should be a lot of fun. That one will be a special telecast at a separate time. I'll have the details for you probably closer to the weekend. As soon as I know, we'll pass it on to you. So I just want to give you a heads up. Stuff coming up. It's going to be kind of fun. Stuff we've never done before. I'm quite looking forward to it. Donnell, thank you for your donation to my channel on PayPal. Thank you. I far prefer those than super chats. Believe me, 98% of the funds come to me. A super chat, I only get 70. But hey, I get a super chat. I'm a happy guy too. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Tom Henry says they ran out and we had pineapple the last 2 days instead of strawberries on the Bliss. Oh man. Sacrifices have to be made. Donnell says, hi, Bruce and all. I'll miss seeing the Independence of the Seas in Cork on May 30th. There will be a lot of disappointed people over here over this decision. Yeah, I believe it. I think a lot of Europeans would have liked to have been on that ship over there. Let's see here. Sylvan Forrest says, and I know how to chocolate coat strawberries. Oh man! Oh, chocolate on top of strawberries. You got 98% of everybody in that one. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, what have I got going here? Who else is here? Just reading some of his comments. What's relevant and what's not? Scott Weber, is the drink package applicable to Coco Key? Very good question. My guess is yes. My guess is yes. But it's a guess. Because it's part of the cruise, it's part of the package, I suspect it would be. But I will say that if you're going on the island and you want to get a burger and fries, you can get it on the island, no charge. You want to get some sandwiches, or maybe some fried chicken. They might even have a little bit of a buffet there, all included. You want to have a T-bone steak and a baked potato on the island, that you'll pay extra for that. But it probably will be available. They will have high-end dining. They will have high-end beverages available. That's all extra. You can pay for that. But if you happen to have a drink package, depending on the level of drink package, you'll probably be able to enjoy the libations on the island as well. So I'm sure that'll be pretty good. Let's see here. By the way, Donnell, you're probably going to be able to see the Independence of the Seas this year. She's coming over right now. She's at, I think she's in Saint Martin today. She's doing 6 days of sailing. She's going to be in Southampton next week. This 2019 season, the Independence of the Seas is in the UK. It's for 2020. They've pulled it. So that's the next year. So if you wanted to see the Independence this year, you'll be able to. You just have to keep an eye on where she's going, what port she's coming into. Okay, let's see here. Sylvan Forrest is saying chocolate fondue is a nice 70-ish dessert, but you need very good chocolate. That's true. Roger, I think I'm young. I think I'm young too. Roger says the joints don't always agree. 60 is the new 50. There you go. Tom Henry, one piece of advice: eat the strawberries right away. We saved a few from day one, and they were not good on day two. I forgot we get a free dish of strawberries on day one from NCL. Nathan's Boat Reviews is here. Hi, hey there, TWB family. 82 Fahrenheit in Salisbury, Maryland today. Welcome, Nathan's Boat Channel Review. Nice to have you here today. We've got 47 thumbs ups. Thank you for that, everybody. Really appreciate it. Let's see here. Donnell, hi, Sheila. You must be a long way behind the rest of us. Perhaps you should restart your PC, because if you don't think Bruce is on, Bruce has been on. Let's see. Sheila says, I just don't want to go to private bot islands. Sorry. And I hear you, Sheila. You know, if it's not your thing, thankfully, there are other cruises, even with Royal Caribbean, will not take you to a specific island. But I got to tell you, for the amount of business they do, and with 30 million travelers expected to be on cruise ships this year, and you know, within 7 or 8 years, it'll be 40 million. A lot of these folks love the idea of just an all-inclusive vacation that is relaxing on a cruise ship and its islands for the entire cruise. It's become a real popular itinerary for travelers. But then those who want to do the cultural type of travel, where you get off the ship and go into Old Town San Juan, Puerto Rico, or you go into you know, other cities and other islands or other countries, those cruises are obviously available. But yeah, these islands have become a big deal and are very popular, especially with short-term 3- and 4-day cruise travelers. These passengers, they're trying to get 3-4 days to just unwind a little bit, and it's an extra long weekend away from, you know, home kind of thing. These islands are popular for that. Interesting. Alrighty, what else do we got here? Who else is saying hi? Sylvan Forrest says, during the NCL 7-day Western Caribbean, I would gladly skip Roatan and overnight in Harvest Key. There you go. Good point. Kirk Brunson, hi, Bruce. Kirk from New York City is in the house. Hi, Kirk, buddy. Nurse Nancy, hi, all. Hey, everybody. Welcome, Nurse Nancy from Wisconsin. Donnell, my ad today was from booking.com. Roger Leonard, does anyone know if Coco Key will have a quiet zone? I like quiet. There will be. There actually are quiet zones where you can get a private beach area where you have your own little cabana, and yeah, there's some areas where you can get away from the racket, and then there's the opposite. It all depends on, are you an older couple and just want to relax, or are you mom and dad with 2 kids or 4 kids that you got to burn out? You got it all. There you go. Scott Weber, Carnival needs to up their game on private islands. Have not been to Princess Key, but it looks like Royal Caribbean has a better one. Nathan, Disney has an all-day pass for $100 on Castaway Key. There you go, Tom Henry. I got an email today. NCL had a record first quarter and has upped the revenue expectations for the year. Peter Heckema, Bruce, remember ships like the Symphony, Allure, Oasis are becoming the destination. They don't have to move anywhere. They'll probably stay at their own islands more and more. Exactly, Peter, you're nailing it. Why move the Oasis of the Seas and burn off all this fuel when on board you've got all the activities you can do here, and then just walk off the ship and head right over here to Coco Key and enjoy yourself on these amenities. The ship doesn't have to go anywhere. It took you from Miami or Fort Lauderdale or Port Canaveral to this island resort area. Enjoy it for what it is, and in a few days we'll get you back and you'll go back to your regular life. And yeah, Peter, you make a good point. Who else is here? Sheila says yes, but is the price the same for the traveler? I think yes. I want to see different countries. And Sheila, like I say, you make a great point, and there are cruises available where you can do just that. But there are those who want the private islands, and they're prepared to pay for it. It's quite interesting. Scott Weber's Nassau is a loser. Well, Scott, that is why Nassau is having a $250 million rebuild, complete redevelopment of its downtown port, being done by Global World Holdings or Global Holdings. It'll be interesting to see how that all works out. Probably 3 or 4 years from now, the comparisons will be made. Do you go to a private island, or do you go to the new downtown experience in Nassau? We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see here. Tom Henry, hey, nurse Nancy. We watched your embarkation video last night. We loved it. What? No handsome guy if we booked that cabin. Don't know what that means. Donnell, hi, Nurse Nancy. Hope you had a good day. Sherry, awesome. I was making my dinner, Nurse Nancy. Kirk, my 7-year-old just saw the go-karts on the Bliss commercial. I think I'm in big trouble now. Yes, you are. You're in big trouble now, Kirk. The Joy also has go-karts as well. Are they fun? Tom Henry is saying. Let's see here. Linda Lou, yes, you are, Kirk. You're in big trouble. Big trouble. Who else have we got coming in the house? So there's coming through these small comments here. There's so many today. Thank you, everybody, for joining me and being with me today. I really appreciate it. Shout outs to everyone. Linda Lou is here. Tom Duarte, Norman Duarte. I would do the one stop and stay 3 days, 2 nights. Nice spa there too. Yeah. I tell you, Bahamas. I did a story about a month ago about the big resort that Royal Caribbean bought with another partner out of Mexico from the Bahamian government in near Freeport. I'm trying to remember the name of that resort. Is it Lucan, something like that? Big resort that was damaged by the hurricanes about 5-6 years ago. They're going to redevelop this property, and they're going to probably redevelop in such a way that it'll become very cruise ship friendly. And this entire property, it's huge. It's not just the beachfront, but behind the hotel, the Lubicon, I think it's called. The Lubicon has, I think, river rafting type course set up and all kinds of activity. Don't be surprised if they offer us a spa day experience on land at the Lubicon, all inside the Royal Caribbean banner, and all charged to your room. Just watch for it. It's coming. It's definitely coming. Will ships stay overnight? I don't know. That'll be interesting. Let's see here. Isabella is here. Hi, Isabella from Calgary. How are you doing, Isabella? Welcome from Cowtown. I was just there last week. I'm glad you've joined us. That's fantastic. Linda Lou, Tom's trying to get a bunch of us on a cruise, Sheila. Let's see here, Sherry. I think that's a great idea. Tom Henry, Roger, New York City to Miami via the partial Panama Canal. Lots of good Caribbean ports. What are the plans there, Tom? Nurse Nancy wants to know. Let's see here. Tom Henry, check the NCL Encore, 11/29/20 for 13 days. The Sylvan, I will sail on the Breakaway on September 29th, the 7-night Caribbean. Everybody sail on that cruise, and we'll call it a gang cruise. Anyone going on Disney Fantasy November 16th? Nathan Boat Reviews would like to know. And let's see here. Who else is doing what? Sylvan says, Nurse Nancy, this channel doesn't belong to me, but people can sail on the same ship as I do. The rest of us, the rest is just semantics. Tom Henry, at this point, I am excited over the February 29th, 2020 cruise, Buenos Aires to Santiago, Chile, around the Horn. Roger Leonard, we're doing New England, Canada in early October 2020, but I think we can do New York City to Miami. Sherry Awesome says, yes, Brightline sounds amazing. Donnell, hi, Sylvan, what's on the menu today? I'm hungry. Sheila, I want to go on the train with Jim. That's right, Jim Zim, that's right. Donnell, Sheila, do you like his radio voice too? Sheila says, I don't think I can afford it, but I'd love it. He's great to listen to, says Linda Lou. Jim Zim's great, isn't he? I love Jim Zim. I enjoy his videos, and it was such a treat talking to him. I got to talk to him a few weeks ago. What a treat that was. Really would love someday. I would love to have him on my show here to interview him, just to chat with the guy, let you ask him questions. But he has a day job, and so someday we'll see if we can put it together. You never know. Linda Lou, Bruce is #1 in my book. Aren't you so kind to me, Linda Lou? Thank you. Donnell, yes, Linda Lou, I agree. Jim Zim is a great voice for videos. Nurse Nancy, we're doing the Mardi Gras, New York City to Canada in late September 2020. Roger, I hope it's a good time to do it. Tom Henry, no whiny like some. Cindy makes me leave. What's that? Cindy makes me leave, gives her a headache. Left. I don't know what that means. Whatever. Sheila, Tom Henry, have you and Bruce sailed yet? No, we have not. Sherry, all the cruise lines should offer that service with the train. Tom Henry, we haven't sailed together yet, says Tom Henry. Roger, is that Princess to New England? No, Nell, come on now, Tom. I'm sure your voice isn't that bad. Nathan, Bruce has the same glasses I do. Yeah, they're well, what I got here are El Cheapo Costco reading glasses, and I have to kink them in at the top here to get them to hold onto my head because I have no hair to hold, my glasses on my head. It's a sad story. I'm blind without them close in. What can I say? Who else is here today? Nurse Nancy, I'm taking a cross-country train ride, or taking a cross-country train ride is amazing. Did it once with the family to Washington, D.C., and we loved it. Let's see here. What we got here? Gray Rider. When you can cross the southern border for free, why pay to travel into the USA? When you can cross the southern border for free, why pay to travel to the USA? Don't know what you mean. Let's see here. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. Sylvia is here in the house. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, Bruce and everybody. 80 and Claudia. I think it's getting ready to storm in Greensboro. Welcome, Sylvia. Sherry says Europeans don't eat dinner until 7, 8, or 9 p.m. So they probably wouldn't mind leaving later on the cruise coming out of Miami. There you go. Mind you, of course, with the time change, they're so far ahead. When they land in Miami to get on a cruise ship at 4 in the afternoon, it's midnight where they're coming from. So, yeah, they've been eating on the plane, and they're going to get on the ship. They'll be up for an hour or two, and then they're going to crash. So glad to be on the ship. Glenn Edinburgh from Brisbane is here. Just purchased a deluxe beverage package for my Royal Caribbean cruise for $57.54 Australian a day. This includes all alcoholic drinks up to $12 Australian. How does this compare to the alcoholic package in America? I'm going to say your dollar is worth about 75 cents US, give or take. So a $9 Australian drink is a $9 cost for an American drink. That's what drinks go for on cruise ships, $7 to $10 a piece, I guess. 57 a day, you're talking about $44, $43 a day. That's not that expensive for Americans. I see drink packages up to $100 a day plus $20 mandatory tip charge which makes it a $120 per person charge, minimum 2 people per cabin. So if you're traveling for 1 week, 2 of you on Norwegian, you're buying this $120 deal. You're paying $240 a day times 7 days for a drink package. It's an ultimate. It covers everything. But is it worth it? I don't know. I could never justify that for myself, ever. I could justify it if it's free, because I'm paying the $20 now. And for $20, if I'm dropping $20 in tip money, I get my latte in the morning. I would get fresh squeezed orange juice with breakfast. I'd literally ordered it on purpose because it's included. Otherwise, I would never drink the stuff. And then I would have my colas during the day. Hopefully that would work it out. For Jennifer, it would work because Jennifer enjoys wine and she likes some beer and she likes some mixed drinks from time to time. So Jennifer, it would definitely work out at $20 a day, but not for $120 a day. Not a chance. Interesting. Anyway, there you go. What else have I got here? Other comments coming in here. Kirk Brunson says, it's funny. My 7-year-old is not too excited about Disney. I think he's an old soul. Maybe he's interested more in those go-karts on the Bliss. He's going to make his own fun. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Donnell, talking about me on the big screen. I'm not sure what that means. The 3 J's are here. Hi, guys. How you doing? Welcome to my show. Thank you for thumbs ups. Glenn Edinburgh, Singapore to Sydney on the Voyager of the Seas is where he's going. Sylvia says, hey, Tom, SWAT in the neighborhood, laughing out loud, duck. Tom Henry Kirk, he needs the cruise on the Bliss or the Joy. That's the one he wants. Linda Lou, good deal on June 1 on Royal Princess today on vacationstogo.com. Kirk, I'm thinking of the Joy. Linda Lou, balcony, $4.99, 7 days. Nice cruise. Let's see here. Jen is monitoring Bruce now. Oh, she's always monitoring me. Don't worry. I'm always being followed, always being watched. Don't worry about that. My friend Glenn Edinburgh is not happy with the prices of fuel in Brisbane. I'll just allow that. His fuel is getting up there. Tom Henry Don will be on the first Royal Princess cruise in Alaska. I'm sure he'll be commenting on the maneuverability of the ship. Yes, hopefully he will. Debbie Emanuel, hey, want to report when watched your Royal Caribbean update today. I had a commercial for an ice hotel. Interesting, but rather chilly. I'm guessing. Laugh out loud. Thanks, Debbie, for that update, and thanks for watching my video. Jen is busy sewing, laughing out loud. Tom, she's done. It's all ready to go. Getting ready to ship it to you. Rob, good evening, one and all, from Wilmington, Delaware, 74 and overcast. Welcome, Rob Sutter. Sheila, I'm ready for a $4.99 balcony cruise. Sherry, I love Disney. Food on Disney is an attraction. Linda Lou, I thought it was a great price. It sounds like a great price, Linda Lou. Stanley, do you know where Reverend Drive East is and what Carnival ship he is on? Where Reverend Dr. E, I have no idea what you mean, Stanley. I don't know what that means. Let's go here. Glenn Edinburgh, drink package is always included on an island that Royal Caribbean goes to in the South Pacific from Australia. It's called Majesty Island or Mystery Island. Mystery Island, very good. Always included, I think, in North America too, Glenn. Sherry, hey Bruce, do you have a PayPal me? I'm not seeing the PayPal link under your video. I have a PayPal logo, little round on the top of my homepage, either up here or up here. That's where you can do that. And also, if you go to my About page, which is one of those tabs up here which says like videos, playlists, About, you hit that, you'll see links. One is to my Facebook page and one is to Instagram. And anyway, one of them is to PayPal. You can click there. Roger, we'll be in Virginia and North Carolina in June. It will be in Virginia and North Carolina in June. Is an excellent price. Roger Leonard is talking about here. Roger, Tom Henry, Roger can have meet and greets with Sylvia and me. Stanley, is Shaquille O'Neal Chicken Snack? Is the Shaquille O'Neal Chicken Shack or Big Chicken going to be available on the Carnival ships? They've started. They're offering it on one of them so far. I think they're going to slowly bring them out. I'm not sure what the timing is, Stanley. How many, when, how, what, where. But they did announce the first one a few months ago. For the life of me, I can't remember I don't know which one it is. I'm not sure if it's going to be on Panorama out of Long Beach or not. I'm not sure. Let's see, Tom Henry, who's Reverend Eat? I hear you there. Sheila, let me know, Tom. I'm back from my cruise. Let's see here. Nurse Nancy, I wonder what those chicken shacks will be like, Stanley. I wonder if they're an upcharge or included. Apparently, they're included like Guy's Burgers. They're no extra charge. They're included because it makes sense to me that you offer fried chicken rather than the folks going into the main dining room and ordering steak or ordering prime rib or ordering veal or a real meal that requires more handling. If you can make fried chicken in bulk in a big bunch at a time, and you can get people to eat that stuff, the stuff they'd eat at home anyway, why not, as a cruise line, offer it? You're saving all kinds of money. You're making all kinds of money from these people who are eating the kind of food you can order or go to in your car in your hometown. That's not what cruising that's not what it's for. Cruising used to be the experience of going to eat food you would not normally eat every day because you're getting the good stuff. But Carnival's figured it out. They know. They've got a percentage of their clientele that will eat a hot dog, a hamburger, fries, pepperoni pizza, fried chicken, instead of the good stuff that costs money to make. So there you go. Cruise line's a winner. Interesting. Let's see here. Sherry, never mind. Nancy hinted, take a 28 to 30-day cruise, have 5 ports and lots of back-to-back sea days. It's amazing. Tom Henry said, that sounds nice. Stanley, Reverend E is the cruise director for Carnival. I was looking for what ship he's on. Oh, I see. I don't know what that is. Sheila, very nice, Nancy. That's my kind of dream cruising. Roger Leonard, neither have I. Some resort friends have points with. We'll be heading north from North Carolina on June 10th, maybe. Then Sheila, folks talking to each other about getting together, which is wonderful. Let's see here. Norman, what do you think the other ship lines are going to do? Are they going to buy land and build it out for their ship line? Norman, I can tell you, it's happening across the board. Princess Key is owned by Carnival. Castaway Key is owned by Disney. Labadee, Royal Caribbean. MSC just built their new island in the Bahamas. They're just finishing it up. They've just started taking the seaside there. They'll take other ships there. This is going to be done by everybody. Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic has out and out advertised to the cruise lines, we will help you build out private on-land resorts, literally resorts in our country. Just bring your ships here, hire our locals to maintain them, run them, staff them, all of that, and we will work with you and there's now 5 at least on Dominican Republic, more coming. It's a big deal. It's the way of the future for a number of cruise lines. It's just the way it is. It just makes sense. The cruise lines want you as a passenger to feel safe on the ship from the beginning you get on the ship until you get off the ship at the end of the cruise and in between. And they're not interested in going to places where you might get robbed, stabbed, shot, kidnapped, harassed, in any way bothered from outside forces that they can't control. And so if they have to literally not go to towns and cities in the Caribbean, but take you to private resorts instead, they'll do it. And there's a reason why in Jamaica, there's a lot of people who land in Jamaica take a bus ride with a security guard on board to all-inclusive resorts in Jamaica, and they never leave the property. There's a reason those exist. You don't dare walk out in the Jamaica countryside in the middle of the night. You got to be kidding me. Mexico, there are places in Mexico where you don't leave the property in the evening once you're on an all-inclusive property. You don't leave ever because of safety. Well, cruise lines are thinking the same thing, but what they're going to do is they're going to take you on a ship to a property they can control, where they can guarantee, or as best as possible, guarantee your safety from outside influences. And this is a big hit with young families. And older travelers as well. Just makes sense to me. Absolutely. It's Grand Lucian Resort in Freeport. I did the video on that also. Thank you, Sherry. Awesome. Thank you. I did that video. You did a video. We definitely got that one done there. The Steaming Bean, my next cruise has to be on a ship less than 3,000. These big boats are not doing it for me. I see those old cruising pics from the bygone years, and I wish I cruised back then. Interesting, sir. Tom Henry, that would be Cindy and me, and you in a suite, Nurse Nancy. Tom is trying to set something up here. Stanley, Bruce in Orlando, come see Chef Stanley. Dinner's on me. Oh, that would be wonderful, Stanley. Deneur family, I'm going on the Vista, February the 22nd. Got it yesterday. Way to go, Deneur family. Nurse Nancy, although you are tempting with a sweet Tom and the company. Sheila, laughing out loud, Nurse Nancy, Tom did say Cindy was with him. Sherry, I would love to take a train tour in Canada. Yes, if you did one, it costs you an arm and a leg. There's a private train tour company that does go from Vancouver to Calgary and back. It's an out and out fortune. It's gorgeous, it's pretty, but it's a fortune. Rent a car, I recommend. Land in Calgary, rent a car, drive to Vancouver, and drop it off in Vancouver and fly home from there. And you'll just go, wow. It's pretty nice. You can do the opposite. Go to Vancouver, rent a car, drive all the way through to Calgary. Take about a week or two to do it, and you'll go, wow. But you will drop some coin. If you're in Creston, let me know. Let me know if you're coming by. We can always say hi. Okay, well, who else is here? Let's see here. Frank Rotundo is here. Hi, Frank. Dinner family. I actually got a connecting room back to back of Deck 2 on Vista. Will it be loud at night if the other people are talking? It might be. I don't know, Denur. Scott Weber in Europe, they still make lunch, the big meal of the day, and take evening time and take their time eating it? Question mark. Depending on what country you're in, it all depends. Let's see here. Sylvia says, yeah, I'm in the house, Donnell, but I got to go back to work. North Nancy, Denur, I don't think a connecting room is more loud than other rooms. The doors will be closed to each room. Frank, leave on NCL breakaway May 19th. Woohoo! Then December NCL encore. Right on, Frank. Denur, thanks, Nurse Nancy. Sherry, Scott Weber, I like to make lunch the main meal of the day too. Denur, I can't wait for my cruise. Lynn Lizard, hello from Oasis of the Seas. Just letting people who are cruising on the next couple of dates that when we got to La Spezia, they had no rental cars anywhere in the town. That's interesting, Lynn. And thank you for checking in with us. We booked the Hertz. She said, we booked with Hertz. They had no cars for anyone that showed up with a reservation. That is ridiculous. Just ridiculous. The ship is all repaired, she says, by the way. Nurse Nancy, how is the Oasis? She is all repaired. Denur, my parents were on the Oosterdam when it collided. Did you hear about that? Oh, yeah, I did a video about it, Denur. I did a video on it, and we talked about it. Absolutely. Denur, Carnival Vista, let's see here. Nurse Nancy says, oh, no, Denur, that had to be scary for him. Sheila, hope you're having a wonderful time, Lynn. The nurse, you don't think it'll be loud? Nurse Nancy says no. Let's see here. Sherry Awesomes, I'll look for your PayPal link. Oh, that's wonderful. Let's see here. No cars anywhere for rent with Avis budget and Euro cars. Lynn, I wonder what's going on there. What is this here? Lemarquepou Silvers. Greetings, Bruce. Checking in from Bonaire in the Caribbean. 86 degrees. Live on the freedom of the seas. Right on. Sorry, live from the freedom of the seas. Welcome, Lemarque, so much for that. What do we got here? Oh, Sherry, thank you for your donation on my channel. I just saw it kick in there. Thank you. It just popped in. Thank you so much. Wonderful, you guys. You guys are great. Let's see here. Denur saying the Amsterdam hit the New Amsterdam. It kind of did it in a slow motion kind of way, but there was damage on both ships. But they're going to be all right. Steamer, if I land in Jamaica, I want an army to take me out at night. Nurse Nancy, Denur, I've never heard of those are louder than the other rooms. So they're nice if you have two rooms and you want to join together. But I think if both sides are closed, you'll be just fine. Let's see. Nurse Nancy, maybe you could rent one of those, Steamer. Lynn, I agree. Oasis is too big. Way too many people, Lynn is saying, for the Oasis of the Seas. Steamer, Nurse Nancy, I would paint Nurse Nancy on the side of the tank. Sherry, I always tell my clients to stay on their resorts unless they get a guided tour with a tour company. Good advice, Sherry. Steamer painted pink. Nurse Nancy, laugh a lot. I should fund it. Steamer. Stanley, I'm sailing on the horizon, leaving on the 16th, coming back on the 27th. Right on, Stanley. The steamer, there's a deal in Canada for Canadians under 25 to travel all summer. Unlimited train travel across the country. I wish I were under 25. I hear you there. And Sherry, okay, Bruce, I sent you PayPal. It just hit. Thank you so much. You're wonderful. Nathan is saying back. And steamer, bonjour, Sherry. I remember I did take the train in Canada from Toronto to Montreal, a round trip. When I was younger, I wanted to take the train known as they called it the Rapido. It was 1966, 67, 68, that era. CN Rail had brought out this high-speed train, but at that time, high speed is 80 miles an hour. It didn't last long. It lasted 5-6 years. The trains had mechanical issues. There was an accident on one of them, and they never did order that many sets of trains. And to this day, Toronto, Montreal, you can still take the train through there, but it hasn't gotten any faster in 30, 40 years. And no government has got the political balls to put their money where their mouth is and build a high-speed, modern rail system in Canada. Hasn't happened. No government will do it because there aren't enough votes in it. It's just not a politically hot topic. Regional governments and regional towns and cities, they'd rather have fancier highways because they get the car traffic. They'd rather have that. Train traffic in Canada is a joke, and it's unfortunate because we have so much land, so much room. We have electricity coming out of our ears. We could have some of the world's most premier high-speed cruise rail lines in this country, but there is no investor and no government with the guts to do it. And they claim it's all about the money. Yeah, it's an investment, but if you build it, they will come. And Canada could attract a huge number of tourists if it offered a coast-to-coast high-speed rail system. The number of tourists coming to Canada would be unbelievable, but no one's got the vision, no one's got the guts, and it just doesn't happen. In the USA, it's all regional. The United States cannot get its act together on a national plan. Doesn't work. You got one group of politicians, another group of politicians, and all the locals in between. It'll never happen. It's never going to happen in the USA. The United States will have high-speed rail in sections, in spots, little spots, but to have an integrated national system, not going to happen. Too many competing interests for the American taxpayers' dollars, and right now the oil companies are happy with vehicles. The trucking business is happy with trucking, and people love their independence with vehicles, and that's just the way it is. In Europe, national priority across the board. Virtually every country in Europe has a national priority for high-speed, efficient rail travel everywhere. It's not good enough to be between Paris and Berlin. No, it has to be every town in between as well with regional lines, and that's the problem in North America. We won't take that step to go regional, only point to point, and that won't even happen. California passes a resolution to build high-speed rail, and I drive through the middle of California and I see sections of places where they're building the high-speed rail and they've stopped it. It is an absolute crying shame. It is a disgrace, and it just makes you just shake your head. I would love to take a high-speed rail ride in California as a tourist. I would love to do it. Can't. Doesn't exist. What are you going to do? Anyway, that's just me ranting. I'm an old man. Let's see here. Gregory Toomer. Hey, Bruce, you think Celebrity Cruise Line is a good line to use for Alaska? Yes, is the answer, Gregory. Stanley, when you travel again, I would like to be in your group, Bruce. I'll let you know. As soon as I get a group together, as soon as I plan a cruise, I'll let you in on it. Nathan, Bruce, what ship do you prefer? Royal Caribbean ships, Allure, Harmony, Symphony, or Anthem? I don't know. I haven't been on any of them. Would love to be on all of them, so I'm wide open. Steamer, the Quebec City and Windsor corridor is awesome. Norman, rental car are out for the one working with Lyft and Uber driver may make more money renting out to them. I don't know, maybe, not sure what you mean, Norman. I understand. What's that? Car rentals are out for the one working with Lyft and Uber. The driver may make more money renting out to them. The car rentals are renting to the Uber drivers to rent. Is that what you try? I'm not sure what you mean. Maybe it's me. Denur, do you think Carnival will let me change to a different room if it's the same price? Give them a call. Give them a shout. You never know. If you book far enough in advance, you could probably get arrangements. Steamer, when I was in grade 4, my uncle who worked on the railroad took me to Montreal from Ottawa by train. I sat up front in the engine car with him and the engineers. My job was to blow the whistle. Oh, man. Dream scenario. Talk about a dream. Steamer. Oh, my goodness. Thousands of youngsters your age would have killed for that. Unbelievable. Rob, the Canadian government hasn't quite screwed things up since the Avro Arrow. There you go. Tom Henry, good memory. Beaner, the steamer, when you travel again, I would like to be in your cabin, Bruce. I know that. Jennifer and I know that. We know we have to get a cabin with a fold-down bunk so that you can sleep on the top there. I know that's what you want. It's not going to happen, but I know that's what you want. Tom Henry. My next dream is to drive the Zamboni, says Steaming Bean. Absolutely. A ton of Canadians would like to drive a Zamboni on a hockey rink. That'd be a lot of fun. You just got to be careful around those corners. Don't be going too quick or you're running into the boards. Yikes. Oh, my gosh. How are we doing here? 53 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for supporting my channel today. Those of you who've made donations to my channel today, I cannot thank you enough. You guys are great. Geez, this might have been a record for donations on my show while I'm on the air. Usually they come in the middle of the night. I never know they're coming. I think I got 3 of them today. My gosh, thank you guys for that. It's so kind of you. I'm going to be on again tonight, 8 o'clock for trivia. Come on by and join me for trivia tonight. I've got some questions all lined up here. I got some quick ones too. I got some like top 5s tonight. So those are going to be kind of fun. I've got some trivia from the 80s. I've got some around the world trivia stuff. I got all kinds of trivia tonight. So come on by tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, for live trivia on my show. Thank you for joining me. Come and visit me also on my Facebook group page, Traveling with Bruce, spelled with 2 L's. Check out the RedBubble Store. You will be able to see for yourself the latest offerings from RedBubble for Traveling with Bruce. Let me just see if I can. I'll see if I can pop this up like live on the air. I'm not sure if I can do this. See if this might work, and if I'm able to do it, I can go to the About page. That's how we say it in Canada, you know, About. RedBubble right there, and let's see. No, we'll do that. We'll go there, and the big ass iPad is loading up here. Let me see. Here it is. Yeah, we've got it right here. Here is the latest logo for Traveling with Bruce. What do you think of this? See if I can get this to pop up here. And product info, features. How do I do that? I'm not sure. Anyway, here you go. Here's the logo on a notepad, on a spiral notepad. What do you think of that? Easter Island. We call that the Eastern Island logo. Traveling with Bruce. You can get that on T-shirts. You can get that on all kinds of stuff. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool bean stuff. Anyway, if you get a chance, head over to the RedBubble Store. Check it out yourself. We've got it on coffee mugs, travel mugs, all kinds of stuff. And we'll see how you like it. Thanks again for joining me for this show live. 57 thumbs up. Appreciate it. I'm on in less than an hour and 40-odd minutes for live trivia, 8 o'clock tonight. Come on by. Join me tonight. Let's have some fun. Avoid the TV, and we'll hang out there. And thank you again for everything, all of your support and everything else. I really appreciate it. Steamer, my next dream is to drive the Zamboni. Tom Henry, bye everybody. Debbie Manuel, tell Jen I will go so she can sneak into my cabin if Bean is on the cot, laughing out loud. Nathan's saying my dream is to be on the bridge of the ship. Oh wait, I've done that. Nurse Nancy, steamer, you have fun. You have some fun dreams and plans. Bunk with Bruce and Jen. Oh, man. Tom Henry, I want to send the USS Enterprise into warp speed. Nurse Nancy, bye all. I'm going into a work stretch, so I'll pop in when I can. God bless. Thank you, Nurse Nancy. You take care, Steamer. I just hope Bruce sleeps clothed. John LeBou, good night all. Alan Carter, my dad worked on the Avro Arrow. Oh, man. Nathan, see you at 8. Tom Henry, watch out for being in the shower. That's right. Steamer, Alan Carter, that is so cool. Steamer, I don't matter with all those suds. I'll be slippery. Bruce won't be able to get able to get me. Linda Lou, bye. John Donnell, great show. Bruce, bye everybody. Sherry, awesome. Thank you, Bruce. Linda Lou, thanks, Bruce, for another great show. See everybody for trivia. Thank you for the visual, Steamer. The nightmares will continue. I will see you guys tonight at 8 o'clock. This is Bruce saying thank you for joining me tonight on Traveling with Bruce. May the 9th, 19th. See you at 8 o'clock for trivia. And stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy in the meantime. Bye for now.